What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Raw review. This episode is from November 1st, 1993. So let's get right into it. Unless you guys want to sponsor me, hey, sponsor me and then I'll put you in the intro, whatever. So Raw begins with Bastion Booger eating raw meat. I'll let that sink in just for a little bit. We are close to Thanksgiving, so we can expect some food segments from the WWF in the next couple of weeks, maybe. And speaking of Bastion Booger, he's taking on Razor Ramon in the first match, so this might be a tough one for him to get through per the storyline because of all the food that he just finished eating. As bad as his gimmick is, Bastion really knows how to play it. I mean, I guess it's because it really is who he is. It really has no place on a wrestling show if you ask me, but it is what it is. At least you can buy that this guy is the slob that he portrays. Long story short, the match wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, so I'll give him that. Racer goes for the Racer's Edge but gets back body dropped. Bastion goes to sit on him, but he gets flipped over and Racer gets the win. That's how every Bastion Booger match has ended. It seems like everybody just flips him over and he can't kick out because he's so big, I guess. So next up we had a Survivor Series update, and we actually get some storyline progression for the Survivor Series Tag Team Elimination match, the main event. We take a look back from a WWF Superstars taping, the match between Ludwig Borga and Tatanka. And the way that this ended was after Borga hit Tatanka with a chair and pinned him with his pinky, putting an end to Tatanka's undefeated streak. Lex Luger, Yokozuna, and the Quebecers also got involved after the match, and they said that Tatanka's health might be in question for Survivor Series. For a heel like Borga to beat Tatanka, I have no problem with it. I'm not a fan of him, but they have to make him into some sort of a threat, especially since he's jumping into the main event scene right away with Lex Luger. However, I think to do it on a Superstars taping was odd. First, how many people knew that this match was taking place at this show? And second, how many more people watch Raw compared to Superstars, at least back in the day? If you were watching at this time, did you know that there was a Superstars taping that was going to take place and that Tatanka and Borga were going to have a match there? And did you watch Raw more than WWF Superstars or any other of the WWF shows that were going on at the time? Because wasn't Raw still prime time on the USA Network? So you would think they would build more stuff on Raw instead of making it. I get they want to put stuff on other shows to, boost those ratings, but a match like this should be on Raw. But then after that Survivor Series update, the foreign guys from the tag match are being interviewed by Vince in the ring, along with Cornette, Fuji, and Johnny Polo. Ludwig Borga addresses his match against Scott Steiner next week. Cornette hypes up his team and just downplays the competition. Not much from this interview, but whatever. They still have like 3 weeks until the pay-per-view to get people interested. Next up, Mr. Perfect taking on the Executioner, and he picks up the win with the Perfect Plex. All these wins and still no program for him. Take Tatanka out if he's injured and put Mr. Perfect in that tag team elimination match for Team America. Mr. Perfect is American, right? I'm not 100% sure about that, but moving on, we get another Jeff Jarrett vignette. This time he's at the world famous Tootsie's Lounge. Famous for what? I don't know, you tell me. I haven't done this in a while, so I'll let you listen to the ending of this promo for yourself.
My stomach. He can't sing, he can't dance. Double J can here. Got the best voice in Music City today. Can dance better than anybody in Music City today. Oh, that Billy Ray, I'd like to slap the taste right out of his mouth. Some other Italian guy I'd like to smack, and that's that Razor Ramon. And I'm going to do it when I get face to face with him. And that men on a mission. Yeah, I'm going to send them on a mission back to the homeless joint where they belong. And 1, 2, 3, kid, all you're going to be hearing is 1, 2, 3 when I pin your shoulders to the mat. And then when it's all said and done, and I've proven my point that I am the world's greatest wrestler. No, I'm not going to come to Tootsie's. No, from coast to coast. You know what they're going to be wanting? Every record store, they're going to be wanting the album, the debut album. Of Double J. That's J-E-double-F, J-A-double-R-E-double-T, Double J. Jeff Jarrett.
So not bad mic skills here from Jeff, but we still have to see how this works out on the actual show. So then moving on, we have the Smoking Guns taking on the debuting team, Well Done, being managed by Harvey Whippleman. It looks like they were wearing thongs outside of the singlet they have on, so I'm guessing Vince McMahon was still drawing up the designs for the wrestlers during this time. So skipping to the end, because this match never really picked up, Harvey Whippleman trips up Bart Gunn and the referee sees it and disqualifies Well Done, and of course the Smoking Guns get the win. Moving on from that, Randy Savage calls in to commentary to tell us that he will be back next week And Bobby Heenan makes fun of him because Macho Man had a lacerated tongue from the attack by Crush. Then we have Virgil making his return to take on Atom Bomb. Pure domination by Atom, and after a quick set of moves by Virgil, Atom Bomb reverses a crossbody and hits the Atom Smasher for the win. That's how the show ends, so let's get to the awards. This was another tough week to choose from, but let's start with the best moment. I'm going to give that to the footage from the WWF Superstars taping of Tatanka and Borga, adding some heat to the tag match at Survivor Series. Wish it could have been done on Raw, but they played it on the show, so it counts. For the worst moment, I'm going to give that to the start, where they show Bash and Booger eating all that food. That was just disgusting to watch. For the worst match, I have Smoking Guns versus Well Done. I was waiting for the match to get going, but it never did, and then they ended it with a DQ. Even worse. For the best match, I would like to skip, but just for the sake of picking one, I'm going to say this was Razor Ramon versus Bastion Booger. For the wackiest performer, I'm going to give that to Bastion Booger. Again, just take a look at him and you'll know why. And for the stand-up performer, I'm going to give that to Jeff Jarrett and his vignette. It's something new that we haven't seen on the show yet, and he's explaining what his reason is for having a country music star gimmick and wanting to wrestle. Not often do we get a gimmick wrestler telling us why they're a wrestler and then also having a regular job. So I appreciate the backstory of him wanting to be in the WWF. With all that being said, though, this episode of Raw is still going to get a failing grade for me. There just wasn't enough star power, I guess, to carry the show. Sure, Razor Ramon and Mr. Perfect, the tag team, and WWF champions were on the show, but what did they really do? I just watched the show and I've already forgotten what happened. So that's that. We have a couple weeks left until Survivor Series. Macho Man is scheduled to be returning next week, so we will see how they continue on the road to the pay-per-view. With that being said, I'm out.